All right, so my halfway point. I'm coming out. I got a late start as usual. And hey, I told you about D before. You saw D earlier. Well, guess what? Not only do we have D,
hey,
we've got Dave. But Dave is going that way, and D is coming with me now for a while. So how about that?
poor Mike.
Yeah. Tell him what you're doing.
I'm walking Cincinnati to Denver right now on the southern part of the ADT.
And then you're going to do the rest of it next year, maybe.
That's my plan, starting late February from Delaware and then head to the Pacific.
And then he's also done a bunch of the Caminos and stuff in Europe and all that. And
yeah.
He's got a book, go visit him online at davewhitson.com, right?
That's it.
And buy his books. And then Dee, she's going to write a book.
I am, yeah.
So just stay tuned. All right, so Dave's going that way. We're going this way. All right. Hey, see that back there? New Franklin. You know what's special about New Franklin? Well, I've been blabbing about the Santa Fe Trail for so long through Colorado and Kansas. Guess what? This is for us, it's the ending of the Santa Fe Trail, and for those who were coming on their way back in the day, this is actually the traditional beginning of the Santa Fe Trail. How about that? So no more Santa Fe Trail. Now we're going deeper into history. Deeper and deeper. Let's see what we're going to find. Did you say Lewis and Clark? Lewis and Clark coming up. Remember a little bit back where I told you we're going on to some new history?
Yeah.
Well, we're now going to be following in the footsteps of Lewis and Clark. So everybody read up on your history of Lewis and Clark. And here's your first quiz question. What significance, if any, does Manitou Creek have with Lewis and Clark? Your answers below, please. What do you think of when you see big rivers like this, just kind of, maybe not so much right now, lazily flowing, because the current's pretty fast, but big rivers like these, you got lots of river to go on, lots of river to see. For somebody coming from the big, expansive, dry out west, it's really an interesting sight. Huh. All right, let's go. Let's go get some dinner. Well, guess what? I got to camp by the river last night. It's always a shock being in the middle of nowhere, so to speak, and then you get jarred by the sounds of the hustle and bustle. That was Interstate 70, crossing over the river and the trail. I find these cliffs, or bluffs, whatever you want to call them, on this side of the river here. Well, you can't see the river right now. I find them very interesting, especially when they got those signs that say, do not stop.
Mike, I told you not to stop.
So here's some history for you. Lewis and Clark camped here on 6th of June, 1804. It's interesting to imagine how they actually were bringing their boats upstream against the current. And that's a pretty interesting feat, if you ask me, because the current's going pretty strong here, about 5 miles an hour, so I wonder what it was back then. Huh. All right, on to Huntsdale, and then Cooper's Landing. Still following the Lewis and Clark expedition. However, Lewis and Clark were going upstream and we're going downstream. But it's interesting to see all the places where they stopped, and they made some amazing mileage considering that they were rowing boats against the current. Well, it looks like it's just about harvest time. The boats have sprouted up nicely, even with the flooding that's been going on. But I think it's just going to be another couple days or so before they can harvest these boats. Now really, this place is called, it's called Boat Henge. As you can see, somebody decided they would plant boats in the ground. Kind of like there along Route 66, where that guy planted, what was it, Cadillacs along Route 66? Yeah, Boat Henge. Spiderweb. Hey, look at this. Another nice spot. Nicer than last night next to the river. It's a private campground, so had to pay, but nonetheless, it's real nice. Got the trees here. And soft dirt instead of rocks. So this is a place called Cooper's Landing, which is just a mile or so west of Easley, Missouri. And the flood waters this year were, I'll show you here, were basically up to where that white sign is. That's how, about the middle of that white sign is how high the floodwaters came in. So, yep. Nice place. Don't know if you can see it, but it's a really steamy morning on the Missouri. Supposed to be 88, I guess, today. A little humid. Trail washed out a few places, maybe up ahead. So let's see what happens today. Well, you just missed it. A couple of blue herons just took off. I almost missed it too. So this would be inland, and then the Missouri River would be over that way. And look, got myself a little friend here. Come along, let's go. Gilbert's still leading the way. Oh, yes, we found out his name, looked on his tag. And so we called and left a message. And yep. Jet there. Oops, sorry. How about it? Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Okay, let's go. Now you're taking a rest. You had a long walk. You had a 5.4 mile walk so far today. All right, well, we lost our friend Gilbert.
In a good way.
We finally were able to track down the owner, and she came to get him. And so now we have no more friend accompanying us, but still along the steamy Missouri River, and it is steamy. And let's see, here's one right there. That's a big spider right there. Gonna have to come over this way. And lots of cobwebs. And since I'm the trailblazer, guess who gets them all? Say thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Crowdy.
All right. You may have noticed that recently I've been sounding a little, if you want to say exhausted or whatever. Yeah, I am. So I've got a little ear infection going, or I should say a raging ear infection going. It just it came up a couple days ago, so it's pretty painful. And I've only gotten about maybe 5 or 6 hours of sleep the past 2 nights together. So, you know, 2 or 3 hours of sleep a night. So that wears on you. But I guess the nice thing about this, so to speak, is that my health insurance company has this telemedicine network, I guess you call it, where you can consult with a doctor even if you're out in the middle of nowhere like I am right now in these little towns that have barely a connection. So I was able to grab a connection and talk to a doctor yesterday. And so I've got some antibiotics waiting in the next big town ahead, which is going to make this about 20 miles. If I walk into town, it might be a 23-mile day. So that's what's going on. But the one thing, though, that I found out with this company is that, with my insurance company, it's actually a health sharing insurance type of network. And so I've got the same coverage that I had with my regular health insurance company for a cheaper price. So, for example, I was with Anthem, and you know, I'm a healthy guy, no health problems, anything like that. And my health insurance premium was $600 this year. So I switched to this new one called Solidarity Health Share. It's a Christian health sharing network. Same same type of coverage, except my deductible is only $500 a year instead of the $5,000 or $6,000 that my other one was. And my monthly premiums, well, like I said, went from $600 to this one is $199. I think it's $199 a month. Maybe it's $299, but still, it's cheap. So that's what's going on, and that's what I'm rambling about, and blah 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 blah. So I think I'm just going to hunker down here and make it through the day. Try to get to Jefferson City, get those drugs, man, and get all fixed up, dude. All right. Oh, and a favor I wanted to ask you is if you can pray for Mr. Smith and his family. He's in a challenging spot right now, health-wise. So if you can throw a couple prayers his way, hopefully get him strengthened up and healed and cured, and give the family some strength to help him out there, and all that sort of stuff. I know they'd appreciate it, all right? Well, here's the little town of Hartsburg, Missouri. There's a couple little cafes actually here, but they don't open till this afternoon, later this afternoon. And but this has been the most interesting trail junction that I've seen so far. Well, I don't know why I say interesting, but different, with the wide expanse of the grassy lawn and all that. I don't know, it just strikes me for some reason as something interesting. And then the Missouri River's way out there. So, Hartsburg, Missouri. Coming and going. A couple things. First off, I've noticed in Missouri that there aren't really any co-ops. I've come across maybe only one. So most farms just have their own little silos, which is interesting compared to Kansas. Huh. Don't know why that is. Anybody out there know? Second thing, I'm on my own today and the next 2 days. Dee, she was hiking with me the past couple days. Well, as I mentioned to you previously, I was all run down, got that ear infection going on. So we finally got into Jefferson City. I got into the pharmacy in time and got the drugs, man. But anyway, we were able to split a room and have a nice big meal at a restaurant. She took off this morning and I took off this morning. She went into St. Louis to grab she had to make some equipment change on her feet, shoe change. The pair of boots that she got in Kansas City just weren't working out for her, so she's taking the train into St. Louis to get some new shoes, and then we'll meet back up here on the trail in Herman, see, Saturday, in 2 more days. So she'll miss this little section of the trail. That's okay. The other thing, though, is I'm still feeling run down, but at the same time, I've zoomed out of the gate here. My pace, the last mile was about 3.75, and just as an experiment, I'm trying to see if I can make this pace a 4-mile-an-hour pace. I don't know what's going on, but because I'm still feeling not perfect. I got better sleep last night. The first 4 hours, I think I slept pretty soundly, but the second 4 hours was still kind of fitful. So let's see what happens. This will be a short day today. While I'm blabbing along, there's some long distance hikers that I've come across, and they've mentioned that when they have a day off in a town, and I by no means had a day off yesterday, but got into the town, that when they leave the town, they don't leave it early in the morning and bang out their miles. They stay in town through the morning, just have a nice leisurely morning, and then start their hiking, and only do a few miles that day after they get out of town. So I guess it's kind of like an extended day off. So that's what I'm going to do. Today is only going to be about 6.5 miles, and the next 2 miles will be 16 and 15. So that's the plan. So here's 135, and I'll let you know. I can't get to my time. I'll let you know what my time was. Alright, so a 17-minute mile again, just like the last one. I thought 17 minutes equated into 3.7. It's only 3.5 and change, so I guess that's a still fairly good clip. But alright, so I'm doing a 3.5 clip, so I should make my destination in a couple hours. Alrighty. So this is the view just west of Tebbets in Missouri. And those hills there on the other side is actually the Missouri River. So like I said, short day today, about 6.5 miles. Almost there. And it'll be good because I need to put my eardrops in. And then I'll do, I think it's supposed to rain tonight maybe. So I'll be in the little hostel there. I think it's $5 a night. So guess what? Another night, no tent. Ha ha ha. And then it's supposed to rain in the morning as well. But I'll still try, I guess, take off early and make the 15 or 16 miles. Finish that fairly soon in the day. But it's been a nice day so far. It's been clear, a little bit less humid, which is what I like, because Missouri humidity has just been sapping of the energy. But so far so good today. Alright, coming into Tebbets. You know, in Kansas, how I used to say I was kind of intrigued about those silos. I don't know, something about these steel ones, I don't know. They don't seem as, what's the word? Romantic? They just look more, utilitarian, functional, without really, I guess they got their own personality, but, That's the march of progress, though, right? A lot of those cement silos in Kansas were built in the 50s, and some of them are showing their ages. So I guess steel is the way to go. I suppose it lasts longer. So I'm in Tebbets. Just have to find a little trail shelter place, and I'll just hang out here for the rest of the day and then take off in the morning. I think that might be it over there. Let's go find out. The Turner Katy Trail Shelter. Let me show you what it's all about. I've been inside already, and you put your donation there in the mailbox over there, so I did that. So let me go ahead and show you what it looks like. The structure was built in 1889. served many purposes in the community. One time it was a grocery store, things like that. And so I think the Turner family owned it. They, when Mrs. Turner died, she donated it, and it was turned into this little hostel type thing. You can see the bunk beds here, and there's a little kitchen area right over here. Refrigerator, microwave, coffee maker. There's a poster over there, so you can put a pin on where you're from, but there's no extra pins. Boo-hoo. So I can't put a pin where I'm from, and I don't want to take anybody else's pin. Before we go in there, let's do this. There's some books, chess set, checkers. There is a shower room right here, and then there's a bike repair section, so you can do that. And a barbecue, I didn't see that earlier. Okay, let's go over here. Close the door, the air conditioner's on. So now let's go upstairs and see what it's all about. Got some bathrooms right here. And then up the stairs. This is the timeout bed. If you're in trouble, you gotta sleep here. You can't sleep with everybody else. And then some more bunk beds here. I like this room better. It's more of an open feeling, community feeling. So I'm gonna stay here. And at the end there, got the window seat. And if I feel like it, maybe I'll finish this puzzle that somebody started. And then, of course, I've got the balcony out here. Open sesame. Nice view tonight. Looking over the Katy Trail right there. And then tomorrow, on that way. All right, Tibbetts. All right, so I was over at the shelter and I saw a bunch of cars showing up across the way, and I started to smell food cooking, so I came over here. It's a charity silent auction and a barbecue to benefit, I forget who they said, so I didn't have to eat chicken packets today. Got some nice pulled pork, beans, coleslaw, hot dog, some perfectly grown tomatoes. Yummy. And then a silent auction. Let's see if I can buy anything. Well, there's nothing that I can buy. It's all too heavy. But there's some baseball tickets back there. Maybe I'll get that. Let's see. So yeah, this is in Tibbetts at the community center. Oh, and they got fast Wi-Fi. So life is good. So I've been working on this jigsaw puzzle for a while. I'm not doing very good. I guess I'm tired. Time to go to sleep. Well, what do I do? Take off or wait for it to stop? Let's see. I think I'll wait a couple minutes. I was going to say the rain died down. It stopped actually, but now it started again. Oh, it might be actually the trees dripping, that's all. Had a good bunch of rain this morning. Thunderstorms, big big thunder, big lightning. So, but the one thing that's nice is that it's cool, and so that helps. So let's go to, we're going to Mocaine first, that's 6.3 miles, get something to eat, and then another 9 miles, something like that, to Portland. I was walking along here and I almost stepped on this guy here. Hello, little buddy. You gonna cross the road? You gonna let me go first? You gonna let me go first? Okay. See you later. Thank you very much. Have a nice day. Bye-bye. It's a good thing the horses didn't step on you too. I passed some horses back there. They were coming from this direction here towards me. I wonder if they're going to come back this way. Maybe I can get a ride too. Well, this is one of those days I've just kind of felt off. Going between Tebbets and Portland. But even though feeling off, I'm still making good mileage time, 3 miles an hour, so who knows. Anyway, happened to stop here. It's a historical marker. Lewis and Clark camped here. They're actually down at the river, right down that way, on May 30th, 1804. And they stayed here 2 days because the river was flooding, and also there were some thunderstorms, hail, lightning, strong winds. And they figured it would be better than just to get exhausted rowing. And this would have been what they would have seen, most likely. This is not a rock that has fallen, but it's actually a piece of the bluff that has not eroded. You can't see them, but there's bluffs behind here. And it's all eroded behind this rock, and this part is the only part of it that has stayed. Anyway, something else about this spot is when they were here, Lewis and Clark happened to cross a three-person trading party. It was a French-Canadian and a French-Indian and I think an Indian woman. And they passed on word that the Osage upstream, and the Osage controlled this area, weren't too happy about hearing about the Louisiana Purchase. And this was actually caused a problem for Lewis and Clark because their mission was not only to map out the Louisiana Purchase in this area and find the headwaters of the Missouri and all that, and try and find a waterway to the Pacific, and then also record the flora and fauna, but part of their mission as well was to make peace with the Indians, to pave the way for peaceful trading, fur trading and stuff, with American traders and the Indians. So I guess, well, maybe you know the history better than I don't know what happened after that. But, life went on, and here we are in the United States of America. So, historical marker for Lewis and Clark. And now it's on to Portland. It'll finish a 16-mile day. It's I got 4.6 to go, so I think I'll try and bash it out in an hour and a half. And then that'll make me finish by, I think 5 o'clock, which will be good. And I have 15 miles to go tomorrow till Herman. All right, over and out. Well, looks like a little bit of a problem here. It appears the flooding has caused a little bit of erosion. Gotta get up and over this here. But shh, don't tell anybody I came here. Trail is right over there on the other side. The shimmering shadows of the water, and look at the nests of the swallows. And there's some pretty big fish out there too, man. You can just hear them jumping. They're pretty big sounds. This is all floodwaters from the Missouri River. Still in September. Well, this is a welcome little stop this morning. I didn't have breakfast and I came upon this place here, Steamboat Junction. It's a little private campground. But the nice thing though is they have this honor system refrigerator where you can take out drinks and snacks and then put your money in the little slot over there for the dollar bills and your change right there. So it's pretty nice. I got a iced tea and a ginger ale, orange ginger ale, and can of beans and weenies. Also kind of a, I don't know, sentimental story. I'll put the letter up here, and if you want to read the whole thing, just pause the video. But I guess a guy and his wife have run this place for many years, and she passed away, and so he put a little letter up here telling about his wife. So it kind of got to me a little bit. So I guess I'll think about that and pray for him. The next leg is to a place called Rhineland, 6 miles down that way. I'm going to try and do it in 2 hours. And I'm coming a little bit inland from the river, so the river is just right over there. The river's going to swing out this way, and I'm going to be going across into some farmland. And then the ultimate goal today is Herman. And then that's where I'll meet back up with Dee. She's taking the train back in from St. Louis after her equipment swap over there. So, all right. And now I've got 2 earaches. Well, this has been the name of the game pretty much along this whole trail here. Hot and sultry morning. But look at this. Finally get to be right up close and personal to the river. Although the river bends right up there, as you can probably see. And the trail will be pretty much going straight, so we'll go a little bit inland from the river for a bit of time. Yeah, you know, they have something. Have I told you this? In Missouri, they say that when it gets around this time of the year, they have something that's called false fall. I may have told you this, haven't I? Where it starts getting cooler and it feels like fall, and then that lasts for just a short period, and then you get second summer. Well, we're definitely in second summer right now. It's just hot and sultry mornings past few days. Last night I think it only got down to 80 with the humidity, so that was interesting. All right, enough complaining. Onward, going to Marthasville today. Good morning. This is the town of Augusta, Missouri. I don't know if you can hear that. You probably can't. The barges have been finally starting to go up and down the rivers, the Missouri River. It's gotten low enough they can do that now. Anyway, we hiked during the night last night to beat the heat. And then, so now we're at the point where we're getting into St. Louis. and gonna stick around there for a few days. Pick up package post office and all that, and then head on out to Illinois. Right, Dee?
That is correct, Mr. Crowley.
So there you have it. We're going to go to a place called Kate's Coffee for breakfast, and then from there head on out. See that? Yeah, that's the Arch in St. Louis. Oh, look at that. That building. Oh. I thought those were trees. Yeah, I'm in St. Louis now. Made it. Staying here for 4 days because I'm sick as a dog. So, I'm going to the urgent care. I started coming down with something along the Katy Trail. I think when I was in Boonville, maybe a little bit before that. But by the time I got to Jefferson City, I wasn't doing well. So that's when I used the telemedicine doctor, and he prescribed me some eardrops, antibiotic eardrops, and some regular antibiotics. And I'm talking slow, aren't I? I've been on the eardrops for about 5 or 6 days, and I've been on the antibiotics only about 3 days. So I'll go here and see what they say, you know. Hopefully it's just something simple, and it's not West Nile virus. So I'll keep you posted. Okay, here's an update for you. I've been in St. Louis actually over a week, and so the doc gave me a 5-day course of antibiotics, Z-Pack, so I've gone through that, and so now I'm here. I actually had to fly out of St. Louis for 2 days to go to a funeral, and then turn around and come right back. So I've actually been off the trail now for about, howdy. Been off the trail for about, what is today? It's about 2 weeks. I'm slowly getting better. I went back to the doc again today, and he gave me another Z-Pack just to make sure everything's knocked out. So I've just been waiting for the cough to go down, but I think I'll take off. I'm going to take off here tomorrow, head into Illinois, and then see how I do from there. So hopefully next time you see me, I'm not coughing. Kind of nice, huh?